Hi everyone, welcome to this video. It's your boy Kunle Halogan. Starting from Nigeria today, there's been so many drama going on in Nigeria on the hashtag #EndSARS protest that rocked Nigeria sometime in October. We remember the Lekki tollgate shooting at Lekki where so many people were killed.
Uganda protesters marching against police brutality are gaining worldwide attention.
But since then, there's been so many reactions across the world. But in this case, CNN has carried out a detailed analysis, a detailed investigation of the root cause or how it all started, and also how the shootings emanated and who was responsible for ordering the shooting. So I would suggest you take a listen to the CNN report in this video.
The Nigerian government denies this happened.
Peaceful, they came and start shooting at us.
CNN investigated the events at Lekki tollgate. This is Bonny Camp, a military garrison on the south side of Lagos. We know through analysing footage they left at 6:29 p.m. heading towards Lekki tollgate. We can see here the Nigerian government forces approaching. The protesters are gathered on the other side of the gate. As Nigerian forces get closer, you can see shots. At 6:43 p.m, we start hearing gunfire. We know this from the timestamp and data on this video. Here's another angle.
They are releasing fire. They are releasing fire.
Nigerian authorities say they fired blanks into the air and not at protesters. But CNN obtained video that appears to show the army shooting toward the crowd. Here, and at the top of your screen, here, switch. A Nigerian celebrity and activist, she is broadcasting live on Instagram.
I wanted people to see what was happening. I didn't want anybody to come and twist the story.
CNN has verified that these bullet casings are from live ammunition. They are of mixed origin, some are Serbian. This one from 2005.
Police are still shooting at us. If I don't make it through the night, let it be known that I died fighting for our freedom.
His brother's death around this time. This places Victor exactly at the location of the protest on the night witnesses say they were shot at. This is important because Nigerian authorities deny anyone was killed at the scene. Since this incident, CNN has contacted over 100 protesters and family members.
They pointed their guns at us and they started shooting.
We asked what they heard.
When we had gunshots from behind the toll
And felt.
This is where I was shot and the bullet went through my back.
Many are in hiding. Some have fled the country. CNN tried to share these findings with the Nigerian army but received no response. Lagos state authorities would not comment on our reporting until they said a judicial panel of inquiry presents its findings. The wait for answers here continues.
So off the back of this report from CNN, Nigeria's Communication and Information Minister Alhaji Lai Mohammed has been speaking.
At the Lekki tollgate to go to the judicial panel to present their evidence or evidences to the world, or simply admit that they've goofed and they have deceived the whole world. Like everyone else, I watched the CNN report yesterday. I must tell you that it reinforces the disinformation that is going round, and it is blatantly irresponsible and a poor piece of journalistic work by a reputable international news organization. In the first instance, CNN, which touted its report as an exclusive investigative report, sadly relied on the same videos that have been circulating on social media without verification. This is very serious, and CNN should be sanctioned for that. Were CNN reporters and cameramen at the Lekki tollgate that evening? If the answer is no, on what basis were they reporting? Relying on second or third-hand information and presenting it as CNN investigations? Why didn't the CNN balance its story by showing the compelling testimony of Brigadier General Taiwo before the judicial panel in Lagos? We insist that the military did not shoot at protesters at Lekki toll gate. They fired blank ammunition in the air. Again, anyone who knows anyone who was killed at the Lekki toll gate should head straight to the judicial panel with conclusive evidence of such. At this point, it is important to say that the federal government is very satisfied with the role played by the security agencies, especially the military and the police.
So clearly, there's still so many versions of the occurrence at Lekki toll gate. It is still not clear who is giving the right information. Is it the federal government of Nigeria, or we should rely solely on the CNN's report? But we understand that the Nigerian government are still carrying out their investigation. A panel has been set up and they are investigating this.
That's 2 dead bodies. That's what we've seen from all the mobs. That's what we've seen going to hospitals. That's what we've seen, as records. What has happened is there's been so many footages that we're seeing that people have shown, but we've not seen bodies. We've not seen relatives. We've not seen anybody truly coming up to say, indeed, XYZ, I'm a father, I'm a mother to someone, and I cannot find that person. Nobody has turned up.
But what is shocking in this video is for a Lagos State governor to say that he understands it's only 2 people that died. Also, he said that he understands the people that were responsible were the Nigerian military, as he said, they're soldiers, and that probably the order came from the head of the military somewhere. But the military has been saying that actually they got the order from the Lagos State government.
Who ordered people to be shot, and which branch of security services carried out the shootings?
Well, from the footage that we could see, because there are cameras that are at that facility, it seems to me that there will be men in military uniform, which will be Nigerian army or something.
So you're saying that it was military officers who ordered peaceful protesters be shot at Lekki?
Yeah, that's what
Lekki
the pictures,
tollgate.
yes. They were there. That's what the footage, that's what it shows.
Head of the military that was giving this evidence to the panel, he previously said that it was a blank ammunition that was fired, but it has now been reversed again following pressure. He has now considered and admitted that it was actually live ammunitions that were fired at protesters. And CNN carried out this deeply troubling report. As we can see, it's too graphic to show you, but some of those footages clearly shows that there were so many people that died, not just 2, as the Lagos State governor has said. Following the information from the Communication and Information Minister that the CNN will be sanctioned, CNN has also responded to this by saying that they stand by their report and that they deeply investigated the root cause of this, and they will continue to stand by the report. K90 channel will continue to monitor the situation, and we will update you on the progress. Moving on to Ethiopia, the tension that we reported just last week continued to escalate in Ethiopia. Remember, we talked about Abiy Mohammed, the current prime minister of Ethiopia, that has been facing challenges around his military that is fighting the Tigrayan military, led by TPLF, the coalition that is fighting against the government of Ethiopia. This tension has so much escalated that over 25,000 people have now fled Ethiopia for neighboring country Sudan, and this is a really, really troubling time for Ethiopia. In fact, the United Nations aid has tried as much possible to get food into the Tigrayan region, but this has been really difficult to do. Listen to those in this report.
Since he arrived in this refugee camp in Sudan's Gadaref state 5 days ago, Haile Wolde Gabriel has been hoping to have his wound properly treated. He says shrapnel hit his hand while he was fleeing from soldiers in Ethiopia's northern Tigray region. but he's now lost 2 fingers.
I was at the farm where I worked when I started seeing people running. I didn't know what was going on, and when I went to see, there were soldiers shooting at them.
Haile says he was also hit by shrapnel in his stomach, and fragments are still lodged in his hand. It's now become infected, and he's worried he may lose it. Fighting in the Tigray region began more than 2 weeks ago when the Regional Tigray People's Liberation Front launched an attack on a military base. The government responded by launching an offensive that's forced more than 35,000 people to flee to neighboring Sudan. This camp was uninhabited, but Sudan's government has reopened it to cope with the sudden influx. Harag and her 2 children arrived here after running away from their home and walking for 10 days to cross the border.
At night, armed men came to my house and threatened us and told us we should leave immediately or we will be killed. So I took my 2 children and what I could carry.
More than 15,000 refugees live in this camp. Many tell stories of brutal killings and long journeys to escape. Ethiopia's government has imposed a communications blackout and blocked access to the region since the start of the fighting. Rights groups say civilians have been targeted in Tigray. The United Nations says the killings could...
So we will continue to monitor this situation and we continue to update you. But the United Nations and the international organizations have called for ceasefire and asked the Prime Minister to see how they can resolve this amicably in the country without, people dying. This is really serious in Ethiopia, and our thoughts are with the people of Ethiopia at this difficult time, and we hope that this will be resolved in no distance time. Moving on to Uganda. Uganda is currently planning for the presidential election in January. But the current president of Uganda, Museveni, has been shockingly been in power since 1986. And he has now been opposed by a gentleman called Bobi Wine. The Bobi Wine has now got so much support and he's been campaigning. So the Ugandan government said due to coronavirus, there will be no campaign so that there will be no further spread of the COVID in the country. But Bobi Wine has progressed with this campaign. He believed that this is a way that the government wants to silence the opposition party, and he has decided to progress with the campaign. However, Bobi Wine was arrested and he has been detained. Since then, all his supporters are trooped to the street and they have been protesting. In fact, we understand that over 37 people are now killed in Uganda. Watch some of those reports in this video.
Bansibye, banto chalinze, siri safe kulirwe ntambula mbeera ndi mukutya.
A new populist movement in Uganda is challenging one of the continent's longest-serving presidents. With elections in January, the opposition says it's not a fair fight.
We are being presided over by a military general who took power 34 years ago by force of arms, and since then we've been ruled under the barrel of the gun.
The challenge of this country is not about the President Museveni, and it's to do with us. First of all, the community, the Ugandans ourselves.
So does the new contender stand a chance? The young, urban and poor have never had such an influential role in Uganda's politics as today. More than 75% of Uganda's population are under 30, and popular musician Bobi Wine, the self-declared ghetto president, is seen as the main challenger to President Museveni. His run for office has excited young Ugandans who want a different future. But public support for Bobi can make you a target.
Bankuba eno waneno gundi eno. Twali tuva ne Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Mbale. Poliisi era neteekawo embeera y'okutulemesa, netandika okubatya gaasi, netandika otukwata, ne batandika okukola effujjo lyonna okakananga bankubye. Bankuba ekinankani ekyefaanaganyizaako ne rubber bullet. Bwe bankuba nagwa wansi, kyatwala ebbanga, nagenda okudda engulu nga ndi mu ddwaliro nga bantunze.
Police regularly use tear gas and even live bullets to break up opposition events. the BBC approached the police for a response to the allegations of violence against opposition supporters, but they declined to comment. President Yoweri Museveni has held power since 1986 after waging a guerrilla war. And he's clear that anyone threatening the country's security will be dealt with harshly. Bobi Wine hopes his run is part of a bigger movement across Africa. He points to populist protests in Nigeria, Zimbabwe, and Namibia as proof that, like many Africans, Ugandans are ready for change.
This is a really difficult time in Africa. So many chaos ravaging the continent. We will continue to monitor the situation in Uganda. We wish Ugandans the very best at this difficult time as well. Oh my God, this is so funny. So please don't do this at home, okay? Okay, moving on to our money transfer update for this week. So as we can see on our slide here, for the second week consecutively, Azimo is topping our table. They took over the first position from transfer just last week, and for this week they remain on the #1 position with their naira to pounds is 605 naira to £1. That is staggering. We can see that in terms of their euro, they currently have euro to be 537 naira to €1, and Azimo is not currently trading in dollars at the moment. We also see the trend between last week and this week in terms of pound to naira for Azimo. We can see that for last week it was 583 naira to £1, but this week is 605 naira to £1. That is staggering. That is a massive change. And also, as we can see, transfer on our list, transfer is occupying the second position for this week, and they are currently having 590 naira to £1. And as we can see, transfer is not available in euro or in dollar. We can see all other money transfer companies and their rate, and also the trend as well, all the way to the 10th, which is MoneyGram on our table. So we bring this money transfer update to our viewers every week so that you can take a decision on which of the transfer companies is best to use with the best rate every week when you send money to your loved ones. Please feel free to share this video with your loved ones. Hopefully it has helped someone for this week. Moving on to Kunle Ologun Foundation. So in terms of our Amuodofin Zonal Football Competition, the competition is progressing. We now have some updates in terms of highlight of some of the matches that were played so far. Watch some of those in these clips. So we've received positive feedbacks about the quality of this video. Thank you so much to everyone that sent this. Yes, we have a professional media company that captured this using drone. Also, we are planning to make sure that they also participate all the way to the final as well. So they will be covering the entire event. So we can see the result for this weekend, and now we know who our semi-finalists are, as you can see on this slide. So semi-final is the next weekend, the Friday and Saturday coming next, and then the final will be, the following weekend. So the tournament is almost ramping up, and we have received positive feedbacks from majority of those that has attended, and those that they were fans, those are the government officials in Nigeria. They have praised K90 channel for this great initiative. Watch some of those in this video.
We so much appreciate the organizer of the competition, the person of Alaba Ologun, which used to be one of our son of the soil, a good player within our estate here. He grew up here before traveling abroad, and he knows what it means in supporting and developing youths through sports, and that's why he has engaged the estate youths that are interested in sports and some other sporting activities in this competition.
The councillor representing Ward 1, I'm one of the local government. This competition connotes peace, connotes unity, and it's fantastic. It means a lot of things in the community. It makes our youth to be engaged. It creates unity and friendship within the youth. So it's a very progressive tournament, very fantastic, a very meaningful tournament.
My name is Sunday Olafijimi, aka popular name Menjeta. I'm a Zone D coach. I've been in the team even when I was a youth. We won the cup in our own time.
I've been in the competition, and for the past 5 years now, I've been the coach of my zone, which I'm really appreciating what Ologun is really doing here right now. And to him, we are giving kudos to him from Zone C in special. Really give him a good kudos.
So this can only encourage us to do more. We hope the subsequent tournament every year will be a lot better than this. There's been so many information that we have received, and we are, keeping track of all of those information, and we will continue to improve as the year progresses. So moving on to our inspirational quote for this week. It is neither the intimidating stature of the giant nor the miniature frame of the dwarf that dictate how far they go. It's their will. Let your will be stronger than your heart. Whatever thing you have endeavored to do, please do it now. Let your will be stronger than your heart. If you have not subscribed to K90 channel on YouTube, please kindly do so. Also, please don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and bye for now.